Time is 10:08:15, 2025 Planning Board meeting to order. We are joined by Vice Chair Bailey.
Morning.
Commissioner Washington.
Morning.
And Commissioner Giraldo.
Good morning.
And I'm Chair Shapiro. Please note that the deadline for all participant pre-registration and for all submission of materials and exhibits was 12 noon on the Tuesday before this Planning Board meeting. And we have staff available for any assistance with registration or the like. We are going to take up the agenda in the order, or the items on the agenda in the order they're listed. And we will start with item 1. This is a commissioner's item. This is a resolution of support for Preservation Month. Let me just read a little bit about that for the public so we are all aware of what we've got before us. This is the 52nd year of celebrating during the month of May the collaborative work that happens at all the local, state, and national levels to promote historic places and heritage tourism and spotlight all the diverse and unique heritage that our county has to offer. We demonstrate the social and economic benefits of historic preservation through our work. And next week, May 22nd, the annual Prince George's County Historic Preservation Reception will take place at the Commission's Newton White Mansion, where we celebrate the work of the county executive, the council, our Historic Preservation Commission, our Department of Parks and Recreation, Planning Department, and all the local organizations and agencies and civic groups and residents that participate. So with that, colleagues, I would look for a motion to support that, to approve the resolution.
Motion to approve resolution.
Second.
Got a motion by Vice Chair Bailey, a second by Commissioner Washington. With no discussion, I will call the roll. Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
Vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Move on to item 2. I would look for a motion to approve the May 8th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Vice Chair Bailey, and this is to approve the Planning Board minutes for May 8th. No discussion. I'll call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye, Chair.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. We next move on to item 3C. This is a Parks and Rec item. It's a renaming request, and one, if I may say, is near and dear to my heart. This is North Brentwood Park, and we have Ms. Wright, who is going to be giving a presentation on this. Ms. Wright, good morning. We can see you. Mic check.
Yes, good morning, everyone. How are you?
Doing great.
For the record, I'm Tracy Wright, Resource Development Officer for the Department of Parks and Recreation, Prince George's County. I bring before you a proposed renaming for North Brentwood Park to be renamed the Lillian K. Beverly Park. The request was submitted. I don't see the slide up.
Give us, Tracy, give us 1 sec to work on the technology.
Okay.
Just 1 more minute, Ms. Wright,
No problem.
I told him I was gone.
unless you got somewhere to go.
Somebody call you? Yeah, I'm like, well, subject to,
Staying here.
but I got a call last week at the Young Brave Boys Transition Committee.
Oh.
Yeah, but I said, because the sheriff is a co-chair.
All right, we have the slide presentation up. We teed off. I assume you want to move to the next slide.
Yes, please. You can move to the next slide. I was just
Now, give us one more sec. There we go. All right, take it away.
Yes, so the proposed renaming would be from North Brentwood Park to the Lillian K. Beverly Park. This request was submitted by the current Mayor Robinson of the town of North Brentwood. Next slide, please. The location of the park the specific location is between 39th and Wyndham Road in North Brentwood. Next slide. North Brentwood is Prince George's County first African-American settlement in 1924. This park features lots of amenities, as you can see from the pictures, but we have playground, basketball court, there's open fields, pavilions, grills, picnic. It also has a trail which levies along the Anacostia River to the Northwest Branch Trail. Next slide, please. So the conditions, this is a strong preference. There's a strong preference for geographic naming. Only in exceptional circumstances will the planning board consider commemorative naming proposal. Each of the following conditions outlined in the individual commemorative and philanthropic naming policy, which was revised on April 17th of this year, must be demonstrated to the planning board's satisfaction. So one, the individual proposed is the subject of a name for the naming is deceased. It is recommended, but not required for a period of at least 5 years has elapsed since the death. Number two, there's a broad cross-section of community leaders that express a formal support for the naming, and it demonstrates that there's a substantial consensus in favor of the naming exists both in the area immediately surrounding the park asset and it can be and to be named in the larger Prince George's County community. And three, after appropriate research and evaluation, department staff produces documentation sufficient for planning board to conclude that the requirements and conditions set forth above in paragraph 1 and 2 have been filled. Chair, I understand that we do have the current mayor to speak, or because I didn't know where to pause right now, or no.
Ms. Wright, let me see. Mayor Robinson, are you on the line? I think not. We do have but keep going, and I'll have some things to say too after you've completed.
Okay. So the naming recommendation, next slide, please, is to name the park after former Mayor Lillian K. Beverly. So pursuant to individual commemorative and philanthropic naming policy revised on April 17th, 2025, commemoratively naming to rename Brentwood Park at 39th and Wyndham Road, North Brentwood, for former mayor of the town of North Brentwood, Lillian K. Beverly, who is deceased. She died in 1924. She served as the mayor of North Brentwood. The current mayor, Petrella Robinson and Peter Shapiro, planning board chair, have provided written support for the naming. And I will allow you to step in.
Thank you, Ms. Wright. I appreciate it. So colleagues, we have the flexibility to do this, and it is a little bit out of the norm since she passed away just about a year and a half ago. But I think I imagine in all sorts of different ways, we all know Mayor Beverly, and she was a good friend and a mentor and had a tremendous impact on not just the town of North Brentwood, but the Arts District and the county overall. So the Mayor Robinson and other leaders there have been in constant communication with them about this. The park that is being recommended to us for the naming is actually right next to a recent installation of amazing piece of public art that signifies the breaking down of the barriers between North Brentwood and Brentwood there was literally a metal divider between the two towns to create the separation along race lines. And very recently, that was transformed into a piece of art joining the two towns.
Nice.
And the park is going to be right next to that, is the idea, with even more of a commemorative to Mayor Beverly, but also describing even more the work of art and her role in it. So that's what brings us all to this. Even if it's our policy, we have flexibility in the policy, and we do have a broad base of community support as well. And so I would encourage us to support it. Any thoughts, reactions? Director Tyler, anything you want to add from this, from your perspective?
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Madam Vice Chair, members of the Planning Board. Nothing but the utmost support for this. We're certainly familiar with the community. We do a lot of good work there and partnerships, so we are in support of that. I certainly am as a director of the department, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, all right. Colleagues, thoughts, reactions, or if not, is there a motion?
Move approval, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Commissioner Giraldo. With no discussion, I will call the roll. Commissioner Washington.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
Vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Thank you, Ms. Wright. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Right. So I'll move on to item consent agenda items. If there's no one from the public or any board member who wishes to discuss any of these, is there a motion?
After consideration of records, move approval, Madam, Mr. Chair.
I'll take Madam Chair every now and then.
Madam Chair.
I will second for item number 4A on the consent agenda.
All right, we've got a motion by Vice Chair Bailey, a second by Commissioner Washington with no discussion. I'll call the roll. Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner
I
Washington.
vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Regular agenda items. First, preliminary plan of subdivision 4-24029, Manakeek lots 11 through 13. We have Mr. Tedesco is representing the applicant. We have Mr. Bartlett, who will be giving the staff presentation. I don't believe we have any opposition to this. We will start with staff. Mr. Bartlett.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. For the record, I am Jason Bartlett with the subdivision section. Item number 5 on the agenda is a preliminary plan of subdivision for Manakeek lots 11 through 13, case number 4-24029, which proposes 3 lots for 57,200 square feet of commercial development. This application is further subject to an approved certificate of adequacy under case number 80Q-2024-057. Staff have not received any exhibits or correspondence prior to the noon deadline on May 13, 2025. In conclusion, subdivision staff recommend that the planning board adopt the findings and approve PPS 2-24029, Manakeek lots 11 through 13, and type 1 tree conservation plan TCP 1-052-97-04, subject to the conditions contained in the technical staff report. This concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Bartlett. If there's no questions for staff, we'll turn to the applicant. Just want to remind the public, too, that this is an evidentiary hearing, so if we do have any other folks testifying, we'll swear them in at the appropriate time. But let us turn to Mr. Tedesco to see if you have anything to add, sir.
Good morning.
Hold on a sec.
Not on. All these mics are different. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Board. For the record, Matthew Tedesco on behalf of Manakeek Village Investment LLC. With me this morning, we have Mr. David Bickle from Soltez, the civil engineers for the project. Mike Lenhart from Lenhart Traffic and Consulting is online. Peter Garver with Garver Development is the development consultant who is not with us this morning. Want to thank Mr. Bartlett for his review and the subdivision section's review and all your sections review of this application. It's a fairly straightforward request. The property was previously platted. It's got a long history of approvals and entitlement. Our site is predominantly developed. This parcel or lot 5 as it exists today is developed with a parking lot associated with the integrated shopping center. along with a pad that has been graded but not yet developed. We are seeking to just re-subdivide Lot 5 into 3 lots, which would be lots 11, 12, and 13. We will come back before you with a detailed site plan for the development of those lots as the time is appropriate when we have actual development proposals for those lots in the future. They will be reviewed under the prior MXT zoning due to the prior approved conceptual site plans, as well as this preliminary plan and subsequent detailed site plans. We do not have any revised recommendations to any of the findings or conditions. We agree with staff's recommendations. I will just highlight one point of clarification. Although this application was technically filed under section 24-1900, it would and does fall within 24-1700, which is a grandfathered approval, given the fact that there's a conceptual site plan approved under for this property. And so we are able to proceed under the prior zoning ordinance and prior subdivision regulations under 24-1700 as well as 27-1700. Although it was filed under 24-1900, we will acknowledge, but it does fit the transitional provisions of both codes. With that, Mr. Chairman, we don't have any other really items to address other than to respectfully request your approval of this application and certainly answer any questions that the board may have. And again, thank you, Mr. Bartlett. And I know you've heard this numerous times, but Mr. Bartlett and your subdivisions section in particular, as we all know, has been a little bit short-staffed over the last few months and have really done a yeoman's job as far as just handling all these applications. They got inundated with the April 1st filings, and from the outside, you wouldn't know it. From the inside, we can tell you that it's been a lift, and I just want to thank you and your entire team, and Rajula and Sherry and James and everybody. We wouldn't be here without a tremendous staff, and I just want to thank them publicly. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words. Colleagues, any questions for either the applicant or staff?
No.
Seeing none, I'll close this public hearing and look for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the findings of staff and approve preliminary plan 4-24029 and TCP 1-052-97-04, subject to the conditions as outlined in staff's report.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington and second by Commissioner Giraldo. With no discussion, I will call the roll. Commissioner Washington,
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo,
I vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. We'll move on to item 6 on our agenda. This is an extension request for a preliminary plan 4-22004 Library Apartments. Ms. Vatendus will be giving a staff presentation. Mr. Tedesco again will be representing the applicant, and we will turn to staff.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. For the record, I'm Mahsa Vatendus with the subdivision section. Item number 6 on the agenda is an extension request for preliminary plan of subdivision 4-22004 titled Library Apartments. This preliminary plan of subdivision was approved by the Planning Board on March 16, 2023, and the resolution of the approval was adopted on April 6, 2023, and is valid through April 6, 2025. Preliminary plan was approved for one parcel for 209 multifamily dwelling units. By letter filed on April 2nd, 2025, the applicant requested a one-year extension of the plan's approval. This is the applicant's first extension request, and if this request is approved, this preliminary plan of subdivision will be valid through April 6, 2026. Section 24-119D of the prior subdivision regulations authorizes the planning board to grant an extension to the normal expiration of the preliminary plan of subdivision when certain criteria are met. These criteria and their findings are listed in the staff's memorandum. Based on the staff's finding, staff recommends that the planning board grant a one-year extension for preliminary plan of subdivision 4-22004 in accordance with the findings listed in the staff's memorandum. This concludes the staff's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Vatendus. No questions for staff. We'll turn to the applicant.
Good morning again, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Matthew Tedesco on behalf of Newtown Parking LLC as the owner and the Bernstein Companies as the applicant. I would incorporate and adopt my prior comments as far as staff's efforts to include Masa. It's been wonderful working with both Jason and Masa on all these applications. We would submit on our letter dated April 2nd, 2025. I would just highlight for the planning board's edification that on page 3 of your backup, we've kind of gone through where we are with the final plat. And unfortunately, although we have submitted the public use easement with the city of Hyattsville on July 8, 2024, as I stand before you, we still have not gotten that back from them. We are in almost constant communication with their planning director as well as their attorney. Since our letter submitted to you all on April 2nd, we have since followed up on April 11th, April 17th, April 25th, May 12th, and May 13th. So we are actively pursuing that. And as soon as we have it, we will be moving steadfast with recording that document so that we can move the plat forward. But due to no fault of our own, we're just not able to do that yet. And we are working. And so we would respectfully request the extension just to give us more time and hopefully the city the time that apparently it needs to complete its review of that easement. And once we have it, we will record it and move the plat forward expeditiously. So respectfully request your approval of this extension. And again, thank you to staff and for everyone's efforts to hopefully bring this to conclusion very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions for the applicant? Mr. Tedesco, one quick question from me. This is the plan still, this is the one where that very innovative plan is to tear down half the garage
That's correct.
and build the apartments and keep the other half of the garage there. And
Yes, sir. Yeah. So half of the garage would be raised, the other half would be retained, and then we would do multifamily on the half that was raised, and then keep the remaining portion of the garage for utilization of the town center.
it's so interesting.
Yeah, we're anxious to kind of get going for it very, very soon, but obviously we got to get the plat first. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you. If there's no questions for the applicant or staff, what is your pleasure on the extension request?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve 1-year extension for preliminary plan 4-22004.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Washington, a second by Vice Chair Bailey with no discussion. I will call the roll. Commissioner
I
Washington.
vote aye.
Vice Chair Bailey.
Vote aye.
Commissioner Giraldo.
I vote aye, Mr.
I vote aye as well. The ayes have it 4-0. Dr. Connor, any further business before?
It's been graded. That would conclude our agenda. Thank you.
All right. With no further business before us, without objections, colleagues, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.